Hi friends, welcome back to our 365 days of weather tracking, scrapbooking style. I'm Julie. Let's go through my project for the month of February. Now you will notice something quite different with this layout. Some of you might have thought that we were going to do stripes for the entire year. Oh, no, my friends. We are going to change it up every month. So, like last month, we are going to track every day in February using Hexagon this time. I've gone ahead and I've numbered them by days just to help me kind of sort them out on my page. And I did use the Hexagon die cut right here. I thought that it looked really, really nice. So I am pulling out the months of the year stamp set, but for the February one, the theme was very Valentine, so I thought, okay, I'll use the title for sure. This could have made an appearance, but I'm not a skier, so I'm going to bring back my January one because I want to use the snowflakes to document those days that we had snowfalls. I also did a little bit of distressing with Harbor. So I just did some ink blending and I did stamp the February title in Harbor. And you'll see here there's a few Cricut cuts, only because the stamp didn't have all of the images that I wanted to use. So let's start lining up our hexagons. So I like to start right here at the bottom, and they're going to kind of go off the page a tiny little bit and we'll just cut those off. But this row is the first row, and I would recommend using double-sided tape only because if you need to make adjustments, you can. Now you're probably wondering, where did all these colors come from? So if you look here at the top, those are my colors in Canada, and down at the bottom, those are Janice's color in Australia. So we are going from blues to yellows to oranges. At some point, our layouts should look the same, but not for a couple of months, that's for sure. So those are the colors that were selected, and they've been updated this month. You will see that I added a few colors and I've swapped a few of them out just to make it a little bit more pleasing when you're working with all of those colors. And I've also identified the light side and the dark side of the cardstock because we do have that option with Close to My Heart cardstock. And Janice is probably going to be somewhere along the bottom, but I'm going to have all of these colors to play with. And then I'm going to add this in my scrapbook, and at the back I'm going to journal the concept and my journey with Janice, because it's been actually enlightening. I didn't think they had cold weather in Australia. Janice says it's cold, but really, it's not cold, Janice. You need to come up here someday and experience real cold. So let's get back to our layout. So I did move my pieces around quite a bit. Depending on what photos you have, you're either going to add those little hexagon on top or underneath, just like this one. And the key is to start with that straight line right at the bottom. So we're going to pop this one right here. And then we're going to continue working on this layout. So I'm going to add my photo. And the key here is to add your photos, and that gray photo mat really grounds that whole grouping of them. And then you're going to play with your hexagons, like either they go on top of the image or underneath the image. So for here, I thought that it would be nice that they would go underneath because I didn't want to hide that nice Cricut piece that shows a lot of snow again. So we're just going to add those in. These ones here were stamped with tone on tone. So this is sapphire, and I've stamped with sapphire ink to show that it snowed that day. I'm going to pop my photo right here. And as you can see, I'm kind of moving everything around as I'm building my background with these hexagons. So for here, I definitely don't want to hide my title. So if I was just layering them together, that wouldn't work. So that's not a problem. We're just going to sneak that underneath. And then this one here is underneath again. So this was day 1, so it was quite cold. And then you see that those are going to need to be trimmed off. But for now, I'm going to leave them just like so. So again, I'm going back to my chart and I'm identifying the days that were snowy days. And then I just go ahead and I stamp tone on tone. And I think that it looks really good, and it's just one more element on our page to identify the weather. So I've gone ahead here and I've kind of dry fit all of my pieces because there's a lot of pieces to negotiate. You don't want to hide the hexagons, and you do want to highlight your photos. So I might, push that over, but then again, I don't want my photos to overlap. So you'll see that I kind of move them around a little bit. Again, I'm going to start with the longest row of hexagons, and I'm going to start it right in the middle, and then I'm going to adhere them down, going up and then going down. So I want to make sure that they're all there. I've got my 6. I'm using the 6-inch mark on my mat, and I'm going to start right here in the center. So this has been a pretty exciting project, I have to tell you. It's one of the projects that I really love thinking about it. I love how the pages are going to look, because you really don't know until the month is over. I really didn't anticipate all of this harbor that you see at the top, because that represents for me very, very cold days. But you know what? It is what it is, and the layout comes together very, very nicely. So I'm going to add this piece on my page. And again, these are all Cricut pieces, and those are all accessible through the guide that is being created between Janice and I, and I'll link the information down below. I'm just going to line up my page just to make sure that there's some sort of continuity, and you can see here that those hexagons do have a rhyme and reason, so we're just going to add those in. And this little piece right here at the end, I end up pushing it down just a tiny little bit just to line up my photos. So I'm going to pop this one right here. So those neat photos on the left-hand side, my husband got himself a new toy. It is a 360 camera, and it comes with software, and this is called Tiny Planet, I believe. So you can do like the sphere going up or down. So the first photo at the top, we're surrounded by trees, and then the one at the bottom, we went on a walk, and I just thought that it looked really, really cool. So it's kind of neat that he likes to take pictures and I like to scrapbook them. This was my Valentine's Day card for my kids, and I thought, why not? Let's put that in there. It's blue, so it matches my layout, and I thought that it was pretty cute. So at this point, I had already cut this piece right here, this badge, and that was created by Janice, and it didn't really pop. Now that I have all of this harbor, and I've stamped in harbor on this side, I really do think I need to change out the color. I also did cut the February title. I just have to finish assembling them, and very much like last month, if you're interested in getting this and the badge. I will draw a name randomly, so add your comments down below, and you could win this really nice February badge and title. I will announce the winner for the January badge at the end of this video. So now you can see that my badge has been changed to Harbor, and I really like the color. I really find that it stands out more. So you do have options. Even though we are working with a color chart, you can work with different colors. I did stamp this in, I think it was Glacier and Bluebird, and I did that ombre effect. I thought that it looked really nice. So I've got all of my hexagons. They represent all of the days, but I did not want to hide some of them to do my journaling. So I pulled my photo mat off, and you can see that I kind of ripped the page a little bit. I had a lot to journal, so this is how I'm going to add the journaling to this page. So I created a little pocket if you want, and there's a nice little stopper, and I'm going to pop my photo right here. By adding 3D foam tape, it kind of elevates your photo, and you can then add your journaling. So I did use the border tab stamp to stamp the word pull here. You can always handwrite it, and of course using a little bit of 3D foam tape just makes it a lot easier to pull that in and out. And I'll probably add a few pictures at the back, but for now I'm quite happy with all of the journaling. So again, I want to show you the colors that we are using for this project. They've been updated, and if you're interested in a printable guide, I will put that information down below. Now, let's see who won the February title. Congratulations, Danielle. Reach out to me in the comments down below or via Messenger or Facebook, and I will send this out to you as soon as I can. Now, I have some pretty exciting news to share with you. If you're interested in scrapbooking, card making, anything like that, the creative design team is now open to register for private classes. I will link that information down below. Click this video right here and see what Janice did with her layout and her Australian warm weather. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.